stand in front of a mirror. Now look at your neck, not your face, not your chest. The area between your neck and your shoulders, because here is what most people training for years still have not figured out. Flat traps do not just look weak. They make your entire upper body look unfinished. Like someone built the frame of a house and forgot to put the roof on. And the worst part is most people have no idea their traps are even a problem, because nobody talks about them. We are talking the difference between a guy who looks average from every angle and a guy whose traps enter the room and quietly tell everyone else to adjust their posture. You do not need traps like that. But you also cannot keep building your chest, your arms, your shoulders, and leaving the one muscle that ties everything together completely underdeveloped. Because your traps are not just about presence, they are about protecting everything above and below them. And most people are either ignoring them completely or training them completely wrong. Section 1. What your traps actually are. Most people think the traps are just the two lumps of muscle that sit on top of your shoulders. That is only a small part of the story. Your trapezius is one of the largest muscles in your entire body. It starts at the base of your skull, runs down your entire spine, and spreads out across both shoulders like a diamond, covering almost your entire upper back. It is divided into 3 parts. The upper traps, the part most people train, control shoulder elevation and head movement. The middle traps, almost never trained directly. Retract your shoulder blades and keep your posture upright. The lower traps, almost completely ignored. Pull your shoulder blades down and stabilize your entire shoulder girdle. Here is what most people do not know. Most of the trap problems people develop, neck pain, shoulder injuries, poor posture, come from the middle and lower traps being completely underdeveloped, not the upper traps, the ones nobody trains. Section 2. Your neck and spine. Here is something most gym goers never think about. Your traps are the primary protectors of your cervical spine, the 7 bones that make up your neck. Every time your head moves, every time you look left or right, up or down, your traps are controlling and stabilizing that movement. When your traps are weak, that control disappears. Your neck muscles, smaller and less equipped for the job, have to compensate. Over time, those neck muscles become chronically tight and overworked. The result is the kind of neck stiffness and pain that millions of people write off as stress or bad sleeping positions, when the real cause is a trapezius that was never trained to do its job. And it gets worse. Weak traps allow the head to drift forward, a position called forward head posture. For every inch your head drifts forward, the effective weight on your cervical spine increases by roughly 10 pounds. At just 2 inches forward, that is an extra 20 pounds of pressure on your neck and upper spine every single day. Train your traps and your neck stays where it belongs. Section 3. Posture and presence. Here is the part nobody explains properly. Strong traps do not just protect you, they physically change how you carry yourself. The middle and lower traps are the muscles responsible for pulling your shoulder blades back and down into their correct position. When they are strong, your chest opens up naturally. Your shoulders sit back, your spine lengthens, you stand taller without thinking about it. And here is what that does to how people perceive you. Research in body language consistently shows that upright, open posture signals confidence, health, and dominance at a subconscious level that happens before a single word is spoken. People with strong, developed traps and an open chest are perceived as more capable, more authoritative, and more physically imposing. Not just because of size, but because of how they naturally carry themselves. Presence is not just attitude, it is posture. And posture starts with your traps. Section 4. Shoulder health and injury prevention. Here's the connection most lifters miss until something goes wrong. Your traps are one of the primary stabilizers of your shoulder joint. Every pressing movement, every pulling movement, every overhead exercise, your traps are working to keep your shoulder blade in the right position so the joint above it can move safely. When the traps are weak, specifically the middle and lower fibers, the shoulder blade tilts forward. The space inside the shoulder joint narrows. The rotator cuff tendons get pinched between the bones with every movement. This is called shoulder impingement, and it is one of the most common causes of shoulder pain in people who train regularly. Most people treat it with rest and stretching. But the real fix is strengthening the traps and the muscles around the shoulder blade that were never strong enough to begin with. Strong traps keep the shoulder blade stable. A stable shoulder blade means a healthy shoulder joint. And a healthy shoulder joint means every upper body exercise you do is safer, stronger, and more effective. Section 5. Athletic performance and carryover. Here is something every strong athlete already knows. Your traps are involved in almost every powerful movement the human body makes. Deadlifts, cleans, rows, carries, tackles, throws. In every one of these movements, the traps are working to transfer force from the lower body through the spine and out through the upper body. Weak traps mean that transfer breaks down, force leaks, power is lost, and the lifts that should be getting stronger plateau, not because your legs or your back are weak, but because the upper back cannot hold the position under load. Studies on strength athletes consistently show that trap strength is directly correlated with total upper body power output. Build your traps and everything connected to them gets stronger. So what does smart trap training actually look like? Face pulls, using a cable machine at face height, are one of the most underrated exercises for building the middle and lower traps while protecting the shoulder joint at the same time. Shrugs done properly. Full range of motion, slow and controlled. Build the upper traps without the bounce and jerk most people use. Trap bar deadlifts load the entire trapezius through a full range of movement and build thickness across the whole muscle. Prone Y raises bonds at lying face down and raising your arms into a Y shape. Directly target the lower traps that almost nobody trains and almost everybody needs. And rows. Every variation of rows, cable rows, barbell rows, single-arm dumbbell rows, build the middle traps that hold your posture together. Train all three parts, not just the top. Because the traps that change your presence, protect your neck, stabilize your shoulders, and power your lifts are the ones sitting in the middle and lower back. The ones you cannot see in the mirror. The ones almost nobody trains. Start training them. Drop a comment if this changed how you think about training. Subscribe for more. See you in the next one. Till then, stay strong.